Hello everyone and welcome you all back to the channel. Happy to see you all once again in another video. Today's video is the list of top 10 strongest heroes who has a high true damage output. The true damage is the damage dealt through the defenses of the enemy. The true damage cannot be reduced or blocked with armor or magic defense or shield. The true damage will be shown in white color in the game. Okay friends, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more. Now friends, without further any waiting, let's get right into the video. Opening up the list, at the 10th spot we have Zanis. Zanis is a warrior assassin who has an ultimate which deals true damage and stuns the enemy. After using his ultimate, his normal attacks deals additional true damage for next 5 seconds. His ability 1 grants him immunity to crowd control and movement speed when used, and his S2 grants him lifesteal and attack speed. With these simple abilities, he can easily engage in a fight and kill the carry and return. In the late games, he has a very low cooldown on his ultimate. With all these skills, he has grabbed the 10th spot in our list. Zanis is mostly used as a jungler, so the first build is the crit build, with which you can also use Soul Reaver with this. The second build is the tanky damage build, and the third build is pure AD build. Even though he is built full AD, he will be a little bit tanky and hard to kill. Coming up to the next spot, here lies Malak. When Malak hits an enemy with his abilities, his weapon gets enhanced and deals true damage with his sword, with a certain amount of lifesteal. He has a quite unique ultimate with a large area and crowd control. If his sword is enhanced, his ultimate deals true damage in a wide area. His S2 grants him shield that is observed from the enemies. More the enemies, the bigger the shield. He can cut a wide arc with his S1, but due to the recent nerf, his S1 can be cancelled easily while casting. But if cancelled, 50% of the cooldown will be reduced. Malak is the only warrior who has the longer range than any other warriors. With all these unique skills, Malak has got the 9th spot in our list. Malak can be used as a DS laner as well as a support. The first build is used while he is in the DS lane. With one attack equipment, he can deal an enormous amount of damage. The second and third builds are used while he is in supporting. The third build is a pure tanky build in case of your team already has more damage dealers or less tanks. At the next spot we have Aleister. Aleister is a mage who can deal a huge amount of true damage. When the enemies get hit by Aleister's abilities, they gain one curse stack. The curse explodes at 3 stacks, which deals some damage plus 30% of his ability power as true damage. His ultimate stuns the enemies and prisons them for 3 seconds. He also has crowd control on his S1. His S2 continuously deals damage in a pretty wide area. He is one of the most annoying heroes in the game. Diving in a tower and taking Aleister is a dream for most of the assassins and warriors. All these unique things made him placed at the 8th spot in our list. The first build is the sustaining build. The second is for the high damage and increased HP. The third build is for high damage and lifesteal. At the 7th spot we have Loreal. Loreal is yet another mage who deals an insane amount of true damage. Each time an enemy got hit by Loreal's ability, they get marked. Every 4th mark triggers an explosion, deals some damage plus 55% of her ability damage as true damage, and slows their movement speed by 90% at max level for 1 second. She also recovers some HP after the explosion. Her S2 is a short dash that grants immunity from damage and crowd control while casted. Her S1 deals damage to the enemies in the path. Thus, she have got the 7th spot in our list. Personally, she is one of my favorite heroes in the game. The first build is the most commonly used build for Loreal. The second build gives little more sustain than the first build. The third build gives you extra armor and magic defense, also AoE damage and more sustain than the other two builds. Coming up at the 6th spot, we have Bright. Bright has a unique passive, that is, he can switch between ranged and melee automatically according to the range. With his ranged attacks, he marks the enemy and stack up to 5 times for 5 seconds. With his melee attacks, he deals some damage plus 50% of his attack damage as additional true damage to the enemies who are marked. His ultimate grants him immunity to death for 3 seconds. His S2 helps him to reach the enemy and switch to melee. If an enemy is killed, his S2 will reset immediately. On using his S1 correctly, will grant you vision and 3 stacks of his passive on the enemy and stuns them. That is, the ability can hit the enemy 3 times. Also used to jump through walls. Therefore, he is at the 6th spot in our list. The first build is the common jungle build used for him with critical chance and attack speed. The second build is for DS and AD lanes. I tried the third build a couple of times. It is to increase your true damage output. Can be used in jungle too. Opening up the top 5 spots, on the 5th spot we have Iori. Every 4th normal attack of her become enhanced and deals an extra 120% of true damage, which has a 100% lifesteal. And if she uses her S2, the next normal attack will be enhanced at once. Her S2 can stack up to 3 charges, that is, if her S1 shuriken hits one enemy, it grants her 1 stack of her S2, and so on. Using her ultimate grants her 2 stacks of her S2 instantly and gains her a shield for 5 seconds at max level. During this time, single damage taken cannot exceed 10% of her max HP. With all these specific skills, she has earned the 5th spot in our list. The first build is the full AD jungle build. The second and third are for DS lanes. The Curse of Death works perfectly with her, that is, it gives her attack damage as well as good armor. The third build gives her a little bit HP and cooldown. At the 4th spot in our list, we have Florentino. Most of you may got a little struck by now. I also felt a little heartbreaking while placing him, but recent continuous nerfs have placed him at this spot. Also, his true damage is reduced a lot. His S2 deals true damage which is equal to 1% of target's max HP. His S1 stuns the enemies and grants 3 flowers. If he picks a flower and hits an enemy, he recovers some HP, and during his ultimate time, the healing is doubled. His S2 can be used 3 times. The first one reduces the movement speed by 90%. The second attack deals damage and the third attack hit twice. All these 3 hits deal physical as well as true damage. His ultimate grants him immunity to crowd control. With these perfect set of abilities, Florentino has gained the 4th spot in our list. The first 2 builds are the tanky and attack damage jungle builds. The third one is the commonly used build in DS lane. If you need more defense and damage reduction, the 4th build will be perfect. As he is immune to crowd control while using his ultimate, the sonic boots will also be good for him. If you face a healing based enemy, you can change the Spear of Longinus to Curse of Death. Before revealing the top 3 spots, if you are enjoying the video, hit the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed, do it right now for free. Okay friends, at the 3rd spot in our list, we have Airline. Airline's normal attacks consist of a 7-hit combo which deals physical damage, magic damage and true damage. On hitting the enemy, he gains stacks which heals 12% of his lost HP in 8 stacks and 150% of his lost HP at 16 stacks. His ultimate deals 12% of enemies' max HP as true damage. If the enemies hit by his ultimate is more than 1, each enemy hit increases damage by 25% up to 50%. The damage dealt will be granted as a shield for him for 3 seconds. His S1 also deals physical damage, magic damage and true damage with a 9-hit combo and grants him immunity to crowd control while casting. His S2 paralyze and make the enemies unable to move. All these capacities to deal high true damage has given him the third spot in our list. The first build is the full AD build with extra lifesteal. The second is to build him tanky and to reduce the movement speed of the enemies. The third build is the commonly used jungle build. Coming up the next spot, we have Hayate. Hayate is the only marksman in the game who deals an insanely high amount of true damage. When he hits the same target 6 times, his attacks and skills deals plus 25% of attack damage as true damage for 4 seconds, which also restores his 40 energy immediately. With his S1, he throws 9 shurikens at max level. On using his ultimate, he teleports to the target location and tosses 20 waves of kunai, dealing physical damage and true damage at max level. His S2 is a flicker and it increases his damage and movement speed by 10% if the enemy heroes are nearby. He is also one of the most annoying heroes in the game. With all this, he has been placed at the second spot in our list. The first and second builds are most commonly used builds for him. You can use Blitzblade instead of Fafnir. Hayate is a marksman who has high mobility, so in late games, the fourth build comes in handy. Many of you may have guessed by now, and the number one spot goes to none other than Tachi. Tachi deals physical damage, true damage, has healing, shield effects, mobility and lifesteal. After opening the 4 seals, his normal attacks and abilities will deal true damage for the next 6 seconds. At this time, his S1 deals true damage in a wide arc. On using his ultimate, he slows down the enemies and opens all the seals immediately. Tachi is a quite hard to play hero, that is, only you will find it hard to open the seals. He can contribute an enormous amount in the team fights. He can be built tanky with one attack equipment and still he can deal a lot of damage. All these perfect set of skills and passives, he has grabbed the top spot in our list. Tachi is a hero who can be used as a support, DS laner, also as a jungler. But the only drawback in jungle is that he will take a year to clear the jungle in the early games. The Mantle of Ra and Leviathan grants him extra burn damage so that he can clear the minions and jungle easily. One attack equipment with defense is the best for him, because if you build him full AD, you will deal a lot of true damage, but you will be killed before dealing it. So friends, in this video I have given the builds that are commonly used and I use, but there are even more builds for each heroes in this list. So if you need any tutorials of any of the heroes in this list or in the game, I can try to provide and explain all the builds that are good for the heroes. So that's all for today's video friends. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you find this video entertaining and helpful, kindly smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it as well. See you all in the next video. Until then, bye bye and have a great day.